Hello there, my name is Valerie White Williams and I'm a voice teacher and a vocal coach with Vocal Splendor Studios. Today I'm doing another reaction video. This time I'm doing a reaction to Michael Jackson to a song I have never heard before, and it is called You Were There. And this is a song that Michael Jackson performed only once live for Sammy Davis Jr. 60th anniversary TV special. The song was written especially for this broadcast, and it was recorded on January 4th, 1990. So let's have a listen.
You were there before we came. You took the hurt, you took the shame. They built the walls to block your way. You beat them down, you won the day.
Oh my goodness, this is so heartfelt. And maybe many of you guys don't know who Sammy Davis Jr. was. He was actually part of the Rat Pack with Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and all those guys. And I've always felt for a long time that Sammy Davis Jr. is one of the most underrated singers, I feel. Now, maybe in his generation, because he could sing anything. He was a dancer like Michael. And another thing about him, he was a drummer. Who knew, right? So I think Michael really felt a bond with him, and you can tell that in this beautiful song.
Wasn't fair. You taught them all. You made them care. Yes, you were there. And thanks to you, there's now a door we all walk through.
Amazing.
And we are here for all to see, to be the best that we can be. Yes, I am here.
Oh my gosh, that was so touching. It did make me tear up just a bit because I could feel the emotion from Michael. You were there, you were there. And I can only speculate as a white woman that a lot of that was he broke the mold. He was one of those artists that, come on, it was like the 40s and 50s, you know, there was a lot of racism in those era. In fact, the 50s, they had what they call race music, because what was going on in that era is that there would be popular songs recorded in the race music, I think that's what they called it, and then they would re-release them with white artists like Pat Boone. And so it was, what a tough time to come up, and so Sammy Davis Jr. was a real pioneer because he kind of broke through a lot of those barriers that the artists had at that time period. I mean, so much stories. Many of you guys may not know, I studied jazz history, and I was a really fan of jazz music. And gosh, what a lot of those artists that are so iconic, like Ella Fitzgerald, Sarah Vaughan, Sammy Davis Jr., struggled so much to get respect, that, there was just all this racism that they had to push through. And Sammy was one of the ones that kind of got to that front row because he was part of that Rat Pack generation. So he kind of burst through, and I think that was what Michael's talking about. He created that path. It's like when you're going into a jungle, you have to you gotta get a machete before you can make a road. And so Sammy Davis Jr. was the guy that was that machete guy, that he cleared a path that people like Michael could follow up with. And it was so touching. And it was really interesting. His voice was quivering and so powerful to sing to someone he looked up to. In fact, he probably, Sammy Davis, he was around the Rat Pack era, the jazz era. He sang a lot of jazz music. And I'll be honest, when I was kind of a young child, and I never really got him. I know there's a lot of artists that as a young child, I'm like, who are these people? Dolly Parton was another one. So later I realized, this guy is an amazing singer. Sammy could sing anything. And the thing about Sammy Davis Jr. is he was also kind of like Michael, very physical. I think he was a tap dancer too. He just was really multi-talented and always a showman, always showing. And so you think when you see those showmen, you kind of almost, their showmanship, overshadows their talent because he was so talented and so gifted. But he created that path for mainstream success, not just in the race market, but everybody. And I felt that so strongly in Michael. And then it was interesting because like the end, he was kind of tearing up a bit, and then he just struck that pose, that Michael pose, probably to keep from crying, and just seeing the bond between those artists. Because here's the thing, artists don't become famous, they don't become artists in a vacuum. Every artist is influenced by other artists. And anyone who says that, I just created myself, is lying, because artists are influenced by the art that they are around us. So he probably grew up hearing Sammy Davis Jr. as a child. He had all these influences, and that's the beauty of art, is because we're taking all these elements and we're adding. Now, Michael, what a beautiful song, and I am so grateful the person that told me about this. I have never heard of it, never heard of this performance, but I always love seeing and reacting to videos that have so much passion and so much emotion. Michael was such a gentle and caring soul, and you can just see it from his relationships. He did another song that I have reacted to for Elizabeth Taylor. So what a kind-hearted person to perform songs he's written just for these people, and that shows a lot of caring and consideration. All right, if you love Michael Jackson as much as I do, make sure you subscribe and click on the bell so you get notified of all my uploads. And I want to let you know that if you're interested in voice lessons, I've been teaching online since 2011, and I've been teaching before that. So I'm very comfortable about helping you get lessons online, and I've gotten great results from all over the world, actually. So if you're interested in lessons, go to vocalsplendor.com. And I also want to let you know of my 2 free projects on Facebook. They're private Facebook groups. The first one is called Creative Soul Alignment, and that's a group where we talk about spirituality and the creative arts. So we have artists, we have painters, we have poets, we have speaking. Everything is there. And we have people from all over the world, actually. I've got a lot of people from my YouTube channel there, so I'd love to see you there. And then also the other group is called YouTube Success Strategies, and that's where I'm teaching people how to succeed on YouTube. And they're both free Facebook groups, and you can find all the information below in the description. All right, take care, you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.